What is going on, guys?
No. Get out of the show. Just get off.
Waiting on that.
Just get off camera. Just get off camera. Look, we're covering.
There's three big guys. I'm in the middle. There's not me getting out of the way.
I'm sorry for him. He's annoying as usual. Check it out, guys. I went on a little bit of a buying spree this past.
Oh, did you ever?
Yeah. This past weekend, or not this, a week ago. Went on a little bit of a buying spree. Some belts came in, inspired us to do these videos. Balor Fan 85. We got Byron Saxton, a.k.a. Austin, over here. He's got some belts he's going to be interjecting with us today. We got a belt here that I've seen a lot of reviews on. People have been kind of talking about it. I personally wanted the belt as soon as you guys brought it back. Just to hit on this belt a little bit, it is a little bit of a smaller belt. Okay?
Not everybody here is going to like it.
It's a WWE replica, but not a WWE belt. Let that settle for a minute and probably already gave it away. Anyway.
Well, if you look down there, it gave it away.
Yeah, it's just right down there. Anyway, we do definitely have some gripes and complaints about it. We have some mixed emotions about it.
I think I have more than I thought I would after seeing the belt.
Yeah. And we kind of talked about a couple of them last night.
So
it is what it is.
Let's preface this. WrestleMania came this year. WrestleMania 35 was in New Jersey, not New York, but they did the Superstore and they brought back a few new belts at the Superstore. Some people bought them and price gouged the daylights out of them, but eventually they came to shop. So you had the up, down, down replica belt, which I'd love to have, but it's probably at the very bottom of my list.
Yeah,
I'm not even.
Here's the thing with the up, down, down belt. I like it. I'm not taking anything away from it. But here's the thing. In my collection alone, and I can only speak for me, but I think we're on the same wavelength here. When I invite wrestling fans over to look at my belts, I want them to be like, "Oh, I remember that one. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that one." I want it to inspire a nostalgia effect. It's not a wrestling belt.
No.
See, I like mine to be unique.
It's a belt by a wrestler. But it's not a wrestling belt.
So you like your belts to be unique. You'd probably buy them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like it belongs more in a video game or comic book collection.
Well, that's why it's up, down, down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, one thing from the WrestleMania belts that I really wanted to get, but as he said, price gouged. This belt that I wanted was going for $5,000. Some were selling for more than that. Was I believe it was the Winged Eagle belt with the HBK?
No, that wasn't $5,000. That was actually $400, and people were selling it for $1,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
I saw one on eBay that got up to $5,000.
Yeah.
Excuse him, guys. He's new.
Yeah.
There was one on eBay that got up to $5,000.
Yeah. So you had a white Winged Eagle, and that's on shop right now.
The up, down, down.
Yeah, the up, down, down. You had a Shawn Michaels special edition. I think only 5 or 10 were made.
One got about almost all of them.
Yeah. Then you had this belt, and this belt is an oldie but a newie because now the new belts they brought out had 5. This vape is actually I've never seen the fog set in like this on this. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I said, we're definitely gonna have more gripes with this one than we've had with any other belt. Not saying it's a bad belt. I'm glad I have it.
I'm glad you have it too because it made me.
But
it's not a bad belt.
After seeing it, I think it dropped a little lower on my list of most times because I can come over here and wear yours naked all the time. So, I mean,
he's done it before.
I don't know about wearing it because we did say it's a smaller belt.
Well, I have a belt extender, so I can rock it. I can make it look good.
Without further ado, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Here we have the
5mm plates.
5mm plate ECW World Heavyweight Championship replica. Now, before I say anything else, the reason I had to have it, and the reason I'm glad I have it, as you know, we all dabble in backyard promotion wrestling, stuff like that.
I don't think they do.
Well, we do. We all dabble in wrestling. We enjoy it. We love it. We love putting on a good show. The first company I ever wrestled for was a company called GWA, Georgia Wrestling Alliance, and the 3 belts they used the NWA Dome Globe for their heavyweight title. Got it. They used the ECW tag title for their tag title. Got it. This was their hardcore title. Didn't have it. Now I got it. This, when I first got into wrestling, this was the very first singles title I held and I defended. Yes, it wasn't this one, I know. But it was a replica of this one. So when I see this, yeah, it brings back the old ECW matches, but it also brings back some of the better matches I've had. And it just really has a sentimental connect to me. with that being said, it's not a bad belt. It's a smaller belt. Really dig the 5 millimeter.
I'm taking that too. Hold on. Let's go ahead and show you. So this is the 5 millimeter plates. To me, this is about as thick as the IC I have, the cast IC. Also, the Winged Eagle is probably maybe a little thinner than this, but these plates are you can clearly see where the plates end. And
no curve.
Yeah, there's no curve. There's no curve. So one thing we harp on, we love the curve. If you're going to have, that's why I loved, and I know you didn't, that Cruiserweight title. It was such thick plates, and it had a massive curve.
Well, don't hang me out to dry here. I love the Cruiserweight title. I love the curve in it. I love everything about that belt. I just don't like the orange underline. Go back and watch our Cruiserweight title.
Yeah. That was one of the more underrated videos I think we did.
It really is. It doesn't really have that many views. I'm kind of trying to sneak in a little push here for it. We cover a lot in it. But yeah, just that orange underline. With the purple and the black and the silver, I just feel like a black underline would have really set it off. And I see a lot of people changing their belt to the black underline. I imagine it's a pretty easy fix.
I love the re-leathers now that are putting the Cruiserweight title on a black strap.
Oh yeah,
that is
even when Neville had it and he came out on a house show with it, great. But getting back into this one, you guys know how I feel about contrast. I love contrast. I love it. I love it. I love being able to look at a belt and know what's going on. The one that we used as a replica title as our hardcore championship. It wasn't this detailed. It didn't have that much contrast.
2 millimeter plate.
It was a 2 millimeter plated belt. But I held this. I won the belt, and I held it for like the next couple shows, and I didn't notice these are 2x4s. These are baseball bats. This is a steel cage. These are bolts.
I mean the barbed wire.
I didn't really notice it until I got down and looked at it. But on this, it stands out. It sticks out. The black outlining really makes it pop. I'm not a really big fan of the thin lettering.
Yeah.
But at the same time, on a smaller main plate, you can't really have thick letters like this because it take up too much space. And I understand what they were going for. You know, cut open, bleeding, little razor cuts.
I love about the fact that WWE brought this back.
Yeah.
For it to be a PG era. I mean, look, you've even got blood dripping down here, which is just a really nice touch. And I know that was on the original ECW title. But at the same time, for WWE to actually bring this title back, even with the red blood and everything, says a lot.
It does.
And but it was a popular belt, too. Between this and the Rated R Spinner, I think those are the two most requested belts for WWE to bring back. Now you can't get a Rated R Spinner for less than probably $1,200.
I think the cheapest one I've found recently was $900. And I was actually in a little bit of a bidding war, and I told my wife, I said, look, this is a belt that I want. Edge is one of my all-time favorites. He's possibly my number one favorite wrestler, and I know I'm going to get crucified for that because even though he's been retired for so long, he's still considered to be modern era, if not too recently gone. But anyway, I love that belt, and I told her, I said, look, there's a bidding war going on for it. I really want it. Set me a price cap. And she was very generous when she said, nothing over $800.
Oh, and I
was like, huh? Because I was thinking she was going to say like $600 or so, but she said $800, and we agreed to it. The belt I was in a bidding war for auctioned off for $825.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let me look at this right quick. Going through the plates, and I don't know if you can see this. Most of your belts have the clamshell outer tooling. If you look right there, that is actually barbed wire. And again, these pictures don't really do it justice.
I was hoping you were going to touch that because I saw that too.
Yeah, that's a barbed wire.
And it goes all the way down past the side plate.
Yes.
Didn't notice it.
Yeah, I didn't. Check it out right there.
I see it. I see it now. Yeah. Didn't notice it. I saw the tooling and I immediately thought clamshell. I didn't even catch
that's all you get. I don't think I've ever seen anything other than clamshell. I have to look, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
clamshell's just the go-to
until
tool.
Right now. I didn't notice it.
So going to the strap, I mean, it's a basic snap box. This is the generic, I call them dots in there. There's not really any nugget texturing. It's just straight up regular snap box. The strap itself, if you look, I mean, there's some give to it, but this is, in my opinion, one of the more stiff straps of the newer belts.
Yeah.
Size-wise, it does look like a kid strap, though.
And like I said, we got plenty of gripes on this one.
Yeah, just go right into it a little bit more. You see the side plates right here, and I love the barbed wire in this one, in the second one
Around the
from main
globe.
plate. Yeah. And then we're going to come right over here. It's basically the same thing. Now there is no period at the end of this sentence.
Nope.
So I'm honestly fine with that. I mean, ECW didn't really need gold tips or anything.
ECW kind of set their own
Yeah.
rules. You take away the sentimental aspect to it, and I'm not going to say I love this belt. I really like it, but I wouldn't say I love it. You throw in the fact that, I've explained why I had to have it, and that's why I love this belt. We're going to go and get into some of the gripes I have about this one. And
just before we do right quick, I want to show you, just like you mentioned, if you look here on the main plate, you got your barbed wire bat, you got your 2x4s, you have your steel cage. Let me get in there a little bit and see if I can
they
show
did
you
step up the detail in the main plate.
just some of the features in here. There's a lot going on with this belt, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's like the ROH side of that we covered. Nothing really goes to waste on the plates. I think the gripes we have are more replica quality than plate quality, because I think the plates they could be curved, but I think that's my biggest gripe on the plates.
The only thing about the plates is most of our gripes are about the strap, and if you made the strap bigger, you'd have to make the plates bigger.
Yeah. What I would get into as far as my two biggest complaints on this belt, and I'm gonna save it at two because I don't want to cut anybody else's off. I'm sure we're gonna share the number one biggest complaint. So let's go and get that out of the way. It's flat.
Very flat.
It has a slight curve just to say it's there, but
which is going more for it than what the ROH style had. The ROH was completely flat. This has at least
with a 5mm plate. I feel like you can curve that thing.
Yeah.
The side plate's got a little bit more of a curve than the main plate.
Another thing that I would say is my complaint, and I've shared this with you. And if you go back to the ROH belt we did, we hit on it there. I would love to see the purple backing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really love to see that purple back. Even if they did the brown snakeskin they did when they tried to relaunch it before they changed the ECW title. That's a beautiful belt, but it's not ECW to me.
Yeah.
This is ECW to me.
This is blood, sweat, and tears.
I would really like to see the purple backing. Those are my two biggest complaints on it. The curve, and I really want to see that multicolored strap.
And I'll go into mine. Again, I think this is going to be unanimous. Just how flat the plates are. Mm-hmm. The other gripe I have, it's more replica wise. I expected when I saw this belt, when you said you got it, I had the same expectations as when I saw the Andre.
Yeah.
Just a big, massive belt. And this right here, it's not quite as big as I thought it would be. And again, that's just my preference. So I wouldn't really call it a flaw so much as, this was top on my list to buy if Miss Balor Fan 85 gave me permission to buy another belt.
Shout out.
But after seeing it, I think it's dropped a few notches. I think I'd be fine. Again, just coming over here and looking at yours and ogling it.
There's definitely some that now looking at it, well, I'm still glad I got it, like I said, because of my sentimental tie to it. You remove the sentimental tie to it, and I do believe that I would have preferred to get the white strap 5mm Winged Eagle over this one. Yeah. I haven't seen it in person. I've heard great things about it.
You're going to see the mini because, as you know, Miss Balor Fan 85 loves her mini belts. I've got this mini coming in.
She loves the smaller things.
Hey, she said I do now. So I've got this mini on the way, and I've got a mini white Winged Eagle, and hopefully Miss Balor Fan 85 will decide to do a video with me because there's the minis. That's me and her, and also we have the Evolution Women's title that I'm dying to do a review of, but I'm waiting on the boss.
Let's go and address the elephant in the room. He really wants her to give him the green light to buy more belts because for the longest time, old buddy right here,
I knew they collected.
Not only was the only, but up until getting there, he's had the most. Mm-hmm. You have 23?
I have 23.
I just hit number 20. And I just started collecting, 2 years ago?
Yep. The student is now becoming the master.
Young grasshopper.
Yes. And now we have Padawan over here.
I have 2.
You have 2. You have 3.
I had 3, but I sold it.
Yeah. So
every collection's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I used my third one. I sold it to get one of my other ones.
And it was definitely a good. I would have liked to see him keep the one he sold his WWE Heavyweight title, the current one, the big logo, to get the Intercontinental on a white strap, which not a bad trade.
WWF version,
but really set it apart for me was it is signed by Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels,
and it is authentic signatures.
They are.
So, do you have any flaws? I think you were the one most vocal before we started this video about the flaws.
Only flaw.
Well,
I mean,
that's
well,
not only. You had a ton of flaws. You were.
Like I said, the strap.
He was beating us to death, just saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to rip this belt apart."
Oh, I'm going to hurt your feelings. Well,
I really, really don't like the strap.
I don't like this toolbox, to be honest.
This video makes it look bigger than it is. I mean, it's not.
He has that problem a lot.
But I mean, I like the detail.
There's some great
like
detail.
I said, the flat. It's not.
Yeah, it's the plates are huge as far as thickness. They're huge. But yeah, I feel
like the plates should be bigger, as thick as they are.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's some left to be desired for this build. So after seeing it, yeah, it's dropped.
Definitely room for improvement.
Definitely put a curve on it.
Especially if they wanted to launch like an Elite series. There's definitely room for improvement.
Yeah.
But I always like to end on a good note, and I will say this: from the previous ECW Heavyweight to this one, you have your 5mm plate, and they really stepped it up on the detail and the contrast.
Yeah.
As far as what's going on in the plate, they really stepped that up. They could have made the plates bigger. They could have curved them. They could have made the purple backing. They could have redid the toolbox. They could have done a lot of stuff. On a scale from
toolbox, it's
snapbox. On a scale from 1 to 10, removing sentimental value, I'd place this at 5.5, maybe a 6.
I'd give it 7. I mean, just because of the plates,
but it definitely does carry that nostalgia effect. It definitely does carry a certain lineage to it. I mean, does it get better than Terry Funk? Does it get better than and this is another thing for me. I was at a show and Sandman came out, and when he does the whole beer on his head, he was actually standing on my shoulder when he did it. I mean, it was great. It definitely brings back certain memories. It definitely does bring back nostalgia. There is a lot to be desired with this belt, but there is a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say don't get this belt. What I would say is wait for a sale.
What we always preach.
Yeah, sales. Even if it's a belt at the top of your list, who doesn't want to save a little bit of money?
Yeah.
Wait for a sale.
Because these belts, these are $399 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
$399, so $400. You can normally catch sales now. These are brand new. The White Winged Eagle. Well, even the up, down, down is going on sales now.
I completely forgot about the one gripe I told you about last night.
Oh yeah, well, let's go ahead. I mean, we've been 18 minutes. Let's try to break a record.
Well, no, our last one was 30 minutes. I don't think we're going to go that long. If we can get a little closer, another gripe I had about this belt, I don't like the trademark logo right there at the end of the W.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
Oh wow, I didn't even know.
I don't like it.
But you're going to get that.
Normally they're hidden somewhere, or like if they're done in the paint, that's fine. This is actually stamped into the metal. I don't like it. I don't think it needed to be done that way. I think inlaying it into the paint like they normally do, with like your Undisputed and stuff like that.
But again, because those were 2mm plates too,
yeah.
So you didn't really notice it. With a 5mm, I guess it's gonna be a little thicker.
But that's just nitpicking at that point.
You're gonna have these in these replica belts. Sometimes either
if the back was purple and the plate was curved, I don't even think I'd worry about that too much. But I was just on a nitpicking spree, and that was just something that stood out to me. I don't know why it bugged me as much as it did, but we actually sat down and video chatted and went over all of our belts. And when you get to the current ones, you really don't see them anymore.
Yeah, well, that's because it's just a big freaking logo.
Yeah,
and I don't think they really have room to put them anywhere.
Yeah.
This is the orange swoosh all over again.
So, it really is.
Yeah.
No, I can rest at night with this being in my house.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't sleep with that orange swoosh being in my house. I can't.
So, do you have anything else you want to say over here, Byron?
Shut up, Saxton.
You're going to get replica quality.
Yeah, I mean, basic replica quality. I'd recommend buying it. But again, like we just said, catch a sale.
Always catch your
I would
sales.
not recommend full price.
No.
Unless you absolutely have to have this belt.
You can probably get about 3 or 4 months. Right now, this and the White Winged Eagle do not have sales. They're not a part of it.
Normally, look at your pay-per-view days and your big holidays. Whenever they have pay-per-view, you'll see them like your little 15% off. So like your Black Friday in July,
25 to
and stuff like that.
off.
You're looking at. I mean, I've seen them up to about 40%, or like your buy one get one half off, that kind of stuff. Now, like you said, these aren't a part of the sale right now because they're so new. But I think when the nostalgia buyers like myself stop flooding the market for these and they kind of flatline and they have so much product and they want to start moving it and they start putting it a part of the sale, that's when you're really going to capitalize on it. That's when you're going to get what you pay for. It's definitely good for sale price. Would not recommend full price. Me personally, I had to have it. I had to. And I didn't want to sit on my laurels too long and then stop selling it and then be kicking myself in the rear end for the next 5 years till they bring it back again.
Now, before we go off, and again, like, comment, subscribe. We need all the subscribers we can get. I've still got that Shinsuke Nakamura pop waiting for 500 subscribers. Leave us feedback. Even the trolls, as long as you don't get too stupid. I mean, we've had a couple.
We've had a couple.
But no bad.
Yeah, I live in a double wide trailer. Yes, I spend money on belts. Yeah, and somebody said, "Oh, you take the money away from belts, you put some new wheels on it." Hey, the wheels on my trailer work fine, man. They work fine.
Are always on point too.
They work fine. Okay, my kids got a bed at night. I got a bed at night. There's food in their mouths. I live in a double wide, and I friggin' love it.
We live in South Georgia. Most people do live in trailers.
Yep. I got getting off that because you want to leave it on a positive note. This is not the only ECW title we're going to cover, and I'm going to leave it at that.
It's not.
So look in some of the videos.
Less gripes with the other one.
Yeah.
Less gripes.
For it to be old. Yeah. I just got tongue tied and I don't know why. But like, comment, and subscribe again. Thank you for all our fans that are leaving comments and everything. Really enjoying you guys, and I try to get on there as much as possible and comment back. Even Kevin right here offering styling critiques and styling tips because you got to keep those eyebrows on point now.
Hey. Gotta have a comb over.
Maybe he's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
All right, so we'll leave it at that, guys. Take it easy, man.